Welcome everybody, welcome to the Tomb of Illumination. Everything here is regarding the realm we live in, and a lot of us know it as the flat earth system. Now the average person has been taught they live on a spinning ball, so as soon as you mention the word flat earth, up goes a barrier, up goes a wall, and their response would be, what, do you think I'm stupid? If you start to query the topic. Well, I'm here to expose the truth and how the whole system works. How you've all been fooled into thinking you're living on a spinning ball. Through one lies and at best maybe misinterpretations, but I see it as just nothing but lies. Lies portrayed by your elite system that runs you. So they know the true system because it's all hidden in Freemasonry. It's the secrets within Freemasonry. So, and these are the people that run the world. They're the billionaires at the top. So I'm going to expose a lot of information in a series of videos, which means I'm going to have to start from the beginning and slowly work right through the whole system. So you people have been following me, you're just going to have to bear the foundations, the stuff we already know and have discussed in my videos. But this video is going to, this series is going to be so revealing. Everybody is going to want to watch it, and they will watch it, whether you're an atheist, a Christian, a globie, flat earth, or whatever. If you're interested in ancient Egyptian mythology, so-called mythology, all the myths and legends, if you're interested in cosmology and astronomy, it's all going to be here. So the thing is, I'm no actor and I'm not a narrator, not a very good one. I don't explain things very well, so I have to slow down, take my time. But I want to get it out there. But I'll just read a quick post I just put on Facebook. I just do this now and then. What would you call the most revealing video or series of videos of all time? Information never revealed before regarding the star Sirius. Like I say, it all started from the star, understanding what the star Sirius is representing. Wow, this could be an important phone call. I better take it. No, I won't. Sorry about that. I better turn that down. So let's start again. What would I call the most revealing video or series of videos of all time? Information never revealed before regarding the star Sirius, which involves Freemasonry secrets, all religions, cosmology and astronomy, spiritual enlightenment. When and how and why did billionaires follow cosmology or astronomy? Why did the Vatican have or had the most sophisticated telescopes in the world for hundreds of years? What the ancient Egyptians knew and described in their so-called mythological stories left in the Book of the Dead and the funerary rites, particularly regarding the Duat and Anubis. Why the five-pointed star and its connection to Sirius. Why the black dog, Anubis? The coming and going of Orion's belt and its significance. Why do the Maori here in New Zealand celebrate Matariki when it's their winter, but other cultures celebrate it at the same time in their summer, including the misinterpretation of it being named the Maori New Year. And that is just the highlights. This deserves a 3-hour feature film, if not a trilogy, or a series of documentaries at least. The problem is I'm no actor or narrator, so getting it across to people before it is all plagiarised, in brackets, may be a fizzer. I'm just hoping it's not. I'm going to take my time and go through it, okay? I don't mind people sharing the information after I've exposed it myself, but there is a force at work that is set on stealing one's information as their own. My phone, laptop, everything's been corrupted. It's preventing me from doing certain stuff. And it alters certain stuff at certain times. But I haven't got the funds to freaking organise it or pay someone to sort it all out for me. I just got to plod on with what I've got. So I don't earn any money doing any of this. Never have. I've been doing these videos for like 3 or 4 years and haven't earned $1. So we're going to get into it. We're going to reveal the biggest secrets known to man. Mythological stories everybody, as a lot of people know, but have never understood them all. I bring them all together to expose what it's all involving. So like I said, it all starts with the star Sirius. And it started with Eric Dubé's, I think might be one of his latest videos regarding Sirius and Freemasonry. I only watched the first 5 minutes and something triggered my mind, and so I started looking into this. And it just kept coming. I've got everything. It'll blow you away. Hang in till the end. So like I said, any of you guys that have been following me, I'm going to have to repeat things to get these other people involved in understanding the whole system. And it all starts with the flat earth model, looking down on it. If we could look down on it from above, that's what it would look like if you could see the magnetic fields. Because it's basically a toroidal field. Not basically, it is. We're inside a toroidal field. So if you don't understand toroidal fields, go look it up. Donut shaped, and all the energy is coming out from the center, recycling back up to the center. The center is the hyperboloid. And within that center of the two V's is the flat plane of inertia. That is where Earth has been created from. It's called the place of rest. And that's basically the black hole. The black hole is the place of rest between two forces. The duality of the two forces. Look, well, they're going the same way. And but that's all hidden from man. It's called beyond the event horizon, science describes it as. So you have to imagine the Earth as a donut. All energy comes out of the center. But on our flat earth system we have this tropical gap. It's never been explained to people at school when they're scientists why it's there. Why? It's the warm part of our Earth. We're very cold out in the south, very cold in the center. I'm not going to explain all the details because I'll be here forever. It'd be like standing here trying to read the Bible. So just go with what I give you. It's probably enough to get you going. You have to look into the rest or go back and watch a lot more of my videos. So we have cold out here in the south, cold in here in the north. And the magnetic field of Earth is in the wind. And it's the hot and cold temperatures of our earthly design that move the wind, which carry the magnetic field. All invisible, of course. And what we are told is we live on a ball. Let's say we've got a ball here. And science tells you the magnetic field flows from the south all the way over to the north. Well, that's a lie, or it's been misunderstood. Because they know the energy field is strong at the poles, but we're very weak at the tropical region, the celestial tropical gap, or the equator. Weak. So it's so weak that they failed to detect that the field does not actually cross over. It does not. There's a gap. The magnetic field flows to the, excuse me, from the south. This is south, there's north. That's center north. That's center north there. This is south all the way around here. So we sliced it through the middle. This is what we get. A cross section. Looks like this. Center, center, south, and there's the other side. South, there's the other side. With the tropical gap. The magnetic field comes from the south over to the Tropic of Capricorn. And then shoots down to the Earth. and travels across the earth. This is in the Bible as along the ground thou shalt go. It's the serpent is the magnetic field. It's the magnetic field of earth, and it's what affects man. That's why man is presented in the Bible. And the cross is represented by this area up here. Look, there's all this crossing going on. You have to understand the religious cross represents this crossing up here because there's a meeting point. There's a meeting here. It's the unification, the reunification of man's other half, because we're born into a dual system. Earth is a dual system. You know, we have a north and a south pole, positive, negative, hot, cold, up, down, all that, male, female. Man, it's all connected with Earth. Human brain is also connected with it, because look, there's two hemispheres. We have a gap between the hemispheres. But to get deeper into that, you need to go back and check out a lot of my earlier videos. But I'm going to move forward with what I want to get to on this series. So it's just understanding the flat Earth model. So with the magnetic fields that they curl out and around to here, pass down to the Earth and cross over, then up here, down and cross over here. That's the infinity symbol. That's the infinity symbol, see? The S, there's a snake symbol there in itself. Okay? You have to understand our realm, when we live out here, has been created from in here. That's the hyperboloid that comes right down here, but this is Earth, this is below Earth. Doesn't concern us, okay? Not in this video anyway. This is what concerns us. Creation is up in here. And it's a vortex. There's a magnetically locked vortex in here. Okay? Why is it locked? Because Earth, where we dwell, is based on pressure. Pressure. And this pressure is holding this vortex locked in here. So you could carry this across here if you wanted to, which is what you should do, because basically that's the flux of the Earth. If you put the Earth in here, that's the magnetic flux. There's a sort of oval shape, right? And it comes back under here. So the rest of Earth is probably shaped as above, so below actually. So it'll be shaped like this. So we live on this flat plane of inertia that's been created from the black hole. The place of nothing, basically. This is why the black hole, place of rest, is associated to man's consciousness. That's his state he must go to in meditation. Dark, empty space. So you also have to realize that our entire existence is a conscious state. And this is what physics has come back to. They know this. Just talk to, what's his name? Roger, who won the Nobel Prize. Black hole in the Milky Way. Roger. Slipped my mind, sorry. Anyway, well-known physicist. So that's the guts of it. That's understanding the flat Earth, okay? So that's what you'd look, if you could see from above, you'd look down on Earth and see it there. So we've got the two hemispheres. You've got the big southern hemisphere all the way around here, and then you've got the smaller central hemisphere, which is the northern hemisphere. And this turns. You see how night sky turns? The land doesn't, just the night sky. The night sky turns over the night. Well, that projects an image out to the south here. That's a mirror image all the way out here. So as this is turning, so this is turning. So because it's mirrored all the way around, it's got an image everywhere out here. But of course we only see half the image because daylight, you don't see it, do you? It's only at night. So half the sky will be nighttime, half will be daytime. Then globe lovers who have been fooled into believing the globe think that flat Earth can't explain day and night. Yes, we can, because the sun is tucked into the Milky Way. It's tucked into the Milky Way like an egg in a nest. Just take an egg in a nest and put it up here vertically, and it turns. Or an eyeball in a socket. And the Milky Way turns over 24 hours. We're going to get into that a bit more too. That's another big revealing secret. I'll save it to the end. something you never, a lot of the stuff you've never been taught, okay? So just hang in till the end. So that's your day and night. There's daytime, the sun's shining out. The eye is open, facing that way, and that way is across the black hole. So you can imagine the black hole here. The sun shines across the black hole, because the black hole is like the speaker, the amplifier of our whole realm. It's all in here. It's like a speaker, look at this, or trumpet. It amplifies our realm because it's all being expressed out from the hyperboloid centre. The toroidal field is the expressed image of a hyperboloid centre, isn't it? And we've been created. And all life has been created from the sun, because the sun holds all the resonant frequencies, the perfect resonant frequency for life. So without the sun, there would be no images, we would not exist. In spirit we might, the energy and the ether we might, but the sun gives us image. And that's daytime, shining across the black hole. So as the Milky Way turns like this, around the dead centre, which we cannot see, but look, imagine that's the centre, that's the black hole in there. The Milky Way swings around this horizon of the black hole. And as it's facing towards the black hole, so as it turns, obviously the light is shining out one direction. So what's on the other side? Well, obviously that's the back of the sun. So if you, so this is my sun, tucked into there, Milky Way. Well, it turns, well there, look, you've got the back of the Milky Way. And the back of the Milky Way is what science calls Sagittarius A. They've fooled you. That is the back of the sun. That's how you get day and night. It's just the Milky Way turning. So the Milky Way back at creation, you have to understand creation, hidden back in here, that we do not see, is opposite, inverted to creation. So you only have to imagine the hyperboloid expressing something out. It's inverted, isn't it? It's just like, so when you look at Orion's belt, see Orion's belt in the northern hemisphere looks like that. But in the southern hemisphere it's expressed out and goes like that. So now it becomes like that. So your Betelgeuse, I don't pronounce it right apparently, isn't there. It should be down there. It's not up there now, is it? It's down there. So that's the image in the northern hemisphere. That's the image in the northern hemisphere. It goes straight over, plop. That's the image you see in the southern hemisphere. But then I guess it may vary if you're standing sort of in the northern aspect of the southern hemisphere, looking that way, if you could see it. But really, well, you can't, because it's at the celestial tropical zone. You're always looking that way. So bear that in mind. That's what it looks like in the north, and then straight over it, and that's what we see from the south. Because if you think about it, that's the north. Orion's belt arises from your east. So it's your right hand side. Your left. So Orion's belt, the three dots, start like that, and they go over your arc of horizon, level at the top at your zenith, then start falling back over this way to the west, where they start becoming vertical again. That's the magical season that we're about to talk about. But if you flip it over, go plop, well, we in the southern hemisphere, and I go, so if we go, there's the north, and we go plop, here we go. So we see it coming like this from our right hand side, the east, over our arc of horizon, level, then disappear to the west at the end of the season like that. Okay? So our dog lead is up to Sirius this way. Your dog lead is down that way to Sirius. Why is Sirius called the dog star? Because that's Orion's belt. There's the lead, there's your dog. So understanding that for a starter. Okay? Because this is what the video is about. The video is about Sirius and the dog star. So we've got that. And look at this in Revelation 666. No one's ever been taught this. You've all had your silly ideas, your own ideas, make believe. You don't understand Revelations. Trust me, you do not. Along the ground thou shalt go is the magnetic field, over the field, over the beast, over the kettles. Well, the kettles, look, they're more scattered out here in the fields, the paddocks. But the centralized beast, where all the energy is, that's the beast. The magnetic field flowing over that beast. So we don't see it like that here, do we? It's different. Because this is an overall plan view if you were someone up there looking down on Earth. But here we're looking at it from the observer's perspective, if he could see all the locations at the one time, if he was in that location, because it's all relative to the observer. The observer does not understand that he is a troll or a midget or a mini-me in the northern hemisphere and expands as he moves south. This is something really hard for the common brain human to get their head around. We all expand in the ether. The ether is continuously flowing from the centre outward. So everything in the ether is expanding with it because we are part of that ether. It's the light. It's from the sun. The images, the field is expressed, so we are in that expressed field. Creatures of light. So as we move south, we all expand. Bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you're small there, you're going to end up very big out here, like this. So you get from A to B between the arcs of longitude the same time as you would out here, because you've expanded. One step to get across an arc of a longitude, this is your one step, because you're a giant now. There were giants in those days. It's all explained in the Bible too, but people cannot understand the Bible, trust me. So you have to understand that man expands as he moves south. Okay? Now, understanding man's observations in this realm. We all have our own arc of horizon. It's a dome over us, where we sit. We are the observer. And everything is relative to the observer. So he has his own aspect, his own perspective of the horizon. He's always standing 90 degrees to a zenith. So imagine a man is in here. This is his dome, say. But he's down here. He's got his little arc of horizon. And everything above is all projected onto here. It's just the way our realm works. His own arc of horizon. The Egyptians, I got this off the ancient Egyptians. They described the whole thing. They knew. All the ancients from antiquity, they know the whole system. And you've all been lied to by your science and NASA Freemasons telling you that antiquity knew that we lived on a ball. It's all lies. It's all described in the Iliad, Homer's Iliad, Plato's dialogue. You know, Plato might mention a ball or a sphere at some stage, but they misinterpret it, you see. Anyway, so understanding man has his own personal arc of horizon. Wherever he goes, it moves with him. And this is represented by the rainbow. Why God says, you know, you look at the rainbow and remember me. Remember the day of creation, all that sort of stuff. Because it's all associated to knowing your arc of horizon. A perfect 180 degree arc, just like this. Just like an Earth's perfect meridian, north to south. Because, you know, man is from the Earth, so we have a similar system all going on. There's our arc of horizon. That's the, or meridian, say. There's Earth's meridian. We have the gap between the two hemispheres of our brain, and there's Earth's gap. Understand that. And then the Bible it said, rise up, Daniel, you will see further. You know, the simple mind just reads that as simply as you can. You just climb a mountain, you see further. Now it goes deeper than that. You rise up, your arc of horizon expands. Your whole perspective stretches out, so you see further. And what's happening when you go up higher? Your horizon rises with you to eye level. It doesn't fall away as you rise up because you live on a ball. Your horizon would be down here. No, it's still eye level because it's flat, plain all the way. Okay? Understand that. So that takes us to this 666 in Revelations. Okay? 666, that's 66.6 degrees from there to there. To that Tropic of Cancer. It's 66.6 degrees from the Tropic of Capricorn to the south. In between here is two lots of 23.4 degrees. What was that? 468. Is it? Yeah. So that makes 180 degrees. It's a 180 degree arc of horizon. So does man have a 180 degree arc of horizon. That's how he knows celestial navigation. Because he is always standing 90 degrees to a zenith. So everything is shown back to him perpendicular from his arc of horizon. This is how he gets star readings. Sextants gets a reading off the horizon, then measures up to the star. There's a degree there. Well, he has to find the balance, which is there to there is 90, and then he times it by his nautical miles. That gives him a distance roughly to where he has to go. Long story, but I've done videos on that. Let's move along. Okay. Now, we have to explain the Milky Way. Another thing you've been lied about. Now this is a dead set lie. This isn't misinterpretation. This is a dead set lie. We do not live or exist in the Milky Way. Okay? It's a separate entity. We have three entities in our night sky. The moving stars, the background stars, the moving Milky Way that passes over them all, and we have the ecliptic plane. The ecliptic plane is shown to us out here in this tropical gap, basically, above here, the celestial tropical gap. Give or take, it's just trust me when I'm telling you this. It doesn't matter how you're seeing it. There and there. The ecliptic plane is moving around here because, like I say, this part here, the northern hemisphere, you could say it's representing the black hole centre of creation, which is hidden right back in here above the Arctic. Okay? So what you have to understand is the Milky Way houses the sun, and it passes around. One end comes into the black hole of creation at the centre of Earth, one end, and the other end comes out here to the tropical gap where we live. So you have to understand that this area is the same as that area, but this has been expressed out. Let's say it's put under a electron microscope for you, because we exist in here, because we are created from the Creator. Is Creator created. That's the mother, that's the umbilical cord, and we're at the end of it, still attached, see, because it's a recycling system. Excuse me. Earth creation is a recycling system. When we die, our energy goes back through the system again. This is reincarnation. Another thing Christians or religious people don't want to accept. Reincarnation. I'll keep away from that for now. So you mentioned the black hole, the Milky Way sitting here like this, like a straw. Or imagine that's our Earth. And over the night, there is the Milky Way moving around the Earth.